I just had this feeling every time I walked onto the Union campus. I loved how beautiful the campus is. Everyone I met was so friendly and so outgoing and so in love with Union.
But I was a student here at Union. I got my BA from Union, and that's when I became more aware of Rame, who designed the campus, Joseph Rame. But at that time, very little was known about Rame. In the process of doing research on the general subject of the American campus, I realized how important Union College is in the development of the campus in America. And that's when I decided, well, maybe I can find out more about this architect, since so little was known. He really was a kind of mystery figure at that time.
He met our president, Eliphalet Nott. The two of them struck it off very well, and Rame was commissioned to do, I think, the first landscape, fully planned campus in America.
I think it helps to realize that Rame designed the central part of the campus, and the buildings like North and South College and the colonnades were part of his plan and typical of the style of that time. When Nott and Rame planned this campus in 1813 mostly, the plan that Rame produced was by far the most ambitious plan for an American campus up to that time, and the most comprehensively planned, laying out all the buildings, including the landscape and the open spaces. For example, we have Jackson's Garden, which is so beautiful here. And Rame, this was important to Rame. He was not only an architect in Europe, but a landscape designer. He was well known for designing parks and gardens in Europe, some of which still remain. And so when he laid out the master plan for Union College, he was very consciously thinking of it not just as a group of buildings, but as large areas of landscape, lawns and gardens and parks, which he included in his plans. And this is one of the things that was really unprecedented in American college planning at that time, to do a comprehensive plan including open space and landscaping as well as architecture. So it established a kind of pattern which in various ways influenced later American campuses, partly through Thomas Jefferson and the University of Virginia.
I think one of the big things that really impacted me was the beauty of the campus. Being able to walk across campus in the fall and have the leaves be out and the sun be shining, and it just has such a wonderful, wonderful feeling, and that really helped me feel comfortable.
The first thing I saw was the campus, and it was beautiful. It was during the fall, and you know, the leaves were bright, you know, the green, yellow, red, and just the campus, such a beautiful campus that it impacted me at first.
This is an exhibit of several drawings from a large group of drawings that were discovered in 1932 in an attic in one of the buildings here at Union College. And they are drawings that were done by Joseph Rame in 1813 for the buildings and grounds of Union College. Rame was in the United States for only 4 years, from 1812 to 1816, and he designed the campus here mainly in 1813, and he did come back at least once when North and South College were being constructed. And so he would have seen that, but then he wasn't around for the later construction on the campus. But he considered Union College to be one of his most important designs because he included it in a publication of his plans in the 1830s back in France. Here we see two very interesting documents. One is a book that was published in the 1830s by Rame of his park and garden designs. It's a very rare book that one copy of which is in the Union College archives here. What's very interesting about this is that this is the drawing that was used to make this lithograph. And there's an amazing story about this drawing. In the 1890s, a Union College alumnus was in Paris, and in an old bookstore, or a drawing store, he found this and noticed that At the bottom it says Union College in French. And so he bought it and brought it back, and it's now in the Union College archives, and it's the only known example of one of Rame's drawings that were published in this book. This is one of the ground plans that Rame did for the layout of the buildings and the landscaping at the college here. And I think it's one of the later drawings. There's a whole group of these that show buildings arranged in different ways. But this is the final design I think that Rame came to, and it's pretty much like what was built. And it also, because it's a carefully rendered watercolor drawing, it shows that this was probably one of the drawings that he made to show to President Knott to get his approval for the designs. The parts that actually were built are North and South College and the two colonnades, and of course the rotunda was built later as the Knott Memorial. But the parts back here, the other two buildings and the colonnade back there never were built. But one of the things I think that's remarkable about Union College is that the central part of the campus, the part designed by Rame in 1813, has been preserved very well. And I think this is a wonderful achievement to recognize the importance historically of this space and to make sure that new buildings are not included in this historic zone, we might call it. In thinking of my own years here at Union when I was a student, I was very aware of how beautiful the campus is, and it's just a very harmonious and relaxing place to live in. I think Rame, first of all, would be very pleased that the campus still remains and that his plan was executed even after he left the United States, and that it's been preserved so well.